What's up, guys? It's Nico, Inefficient Market with MIC. I'm not licensed, I'm not registered. This is not investment advice, even if it sounds like investment advice. I'm just sharing with you my trading for today, Friday, November 9th. And I traded NVLN today, and I just wanted to pull up a 2-day chart so you could see yesterday's price action. I'm sure a lot of you saw it on radar. So we're watching this very active name yesterday, and definitely a trender today. The 1.9 level, you'll see we had some issues with it yesterday before we squeezed up and busted through it and kind of wedged over and failed it. And you'll see this is like a kind of shoulder, head, and shoulder chip, chip on the shoulder pattern. A lot of you call it the, Bow's favorites, the middle finger. You could shove your middle finger in there and you got knuckles on the side. All the same stuff. So you'll notice that we had an issue with that level again today, and we're actually testing that right now as I record this video. But anyways, let's get into my trading for today. I guess we'll first stop and check out the daily chart, see what's going on there. Why isn't it working? There we go. Okay, so you can see this is a big time downtrender, and where's our, there we go. Okay, so yeah, so here we are off 70 cents or something. Giant day yesterday. Huge intraday move, and gave back most of it. And then today was day 2 with a gap, and I was looking to short it, but I should have been a little more cautious because I think everyone was willing to short it, and shares were available. They weren't exactly too hard to come by. So that kind of said a small story to me that I wasn't paying enough attention to, that hey, this, we just saw how the potential of how this name trades yesterday. If we sprinkle some shorts on this too early today, this might spell trouble, especially with a gap up from the shorts that swung yesterday. So anyways, let's check it out. Let's check out the action. So I tweeted earlier today from pre-market. Basically, this was my first trade in the morning, and it started pushing right off the open, and I just started shorting it. I started in. I had size in mind. I knew when I wanted to get full size, and I started early here. Push, got my ads on. Pulled back. I'm in the money, but then right off of VWAP, we bounce up, push, and I put some more ads on the push. Pull back a little bit, kind of bottom wick tail. We do get a top wick here, which I felt good about, but we ended up pushing. Top wicks don't, top wicks, just because we top wick or, once or twice, it doesn't mean anything necessarily. It might lend to what might happen, but you got to kind of build the story with it, and there's other things going on also. So a lot of people have been messaging me about, hey, I just saw a top wick on this, what do you think, and that kind of thing. But it's just, you're just putting a piece of the puzzle together, and you're trying to figure it out in the moment. So we pulled back, and I got I think we pushed again, and I got my last set of ads. This brought me to full size, and I didn't have the best average, but we pulled back, and I was like starting feeling good about it. But we bounced right off VWAP, and boom, we got a boom stick, boom candle with some boom volume. Highest volume on the day for the minute chart, and I ended up taking a lot off here. It only looks like one triangle, but I ended up taking I don't know, like a third or maybe half of it off here. I took a chunk off there at or near the top. So, yeah, trading's easy, right? Anyways, yeah, so, I always try and feel good about when I cover the top. But once we started fading, we fell back into the range. We got some, you might call them dojis. We got some wicks on top and bottoms of these candles, and it's kind of like indecision. What's going on? I was looking to see if we'd press up here on the 1 point mid sevens and see if we get back up there to test highs, but it just didn't. It felt kind of heavy. I started watching it, it became a point of interest. I'm staring at the tape, and it looked like some bids were getting whacked. So I ended up putting my size back on here between these two candles, these two cells, and I got in here, and we pulled, and I felt good about that. And I was like, all right. We pushed up, and I was like, all right, well, I'm seeing this kind of shoulder pattern, so maybe this is a good ad spot too. And I add my last cell to get full size here, and then boom, we break VWAP, and I'm feeling good about this thing. We go down, test VWAP, break below it, push up to it, almost touch it, and then fail it to new recent lows here. So nice and heavy. That's what I want to see. So now we're in the mid 1.5s. I've still got my full size. I'm thinking, okay, this is it. Like I might finally be in the driver's seat on this trade. This might be good. And we stand up, we get a quick stand up on some decent volume. And we test VWAP, but we wick, and we come back down and boom, another heavy candle, which is great. With some decent volume too. So I'm trying to figure this out. You know, we drift down to the 1.5s, you know, 1.52 levels, and I'm thinking, oh man, if this thing, I'm thinking green red on this thing. You know, like I'm thinking big payday, because I'm full size at this point and I'm not recycling. I'm kind of just, yeah, I'm not recycling like I was yesterday or like I have been recently. So, you know, it's just, it's tough when you're in the, you know, it's tough when you're pressing your size. It's like, it's just counterintuitive. I should be recycling, especially when I'm pressing the pedal more and I'm applying more, you know, gas to, you know, I should be recycling because I'm booking profit. I'm lowering my risk. You know, we cover the dips, short the pops, cover the dips, you know, sell the pops, buy the dips, sell the pops, and just keep recycling it. But I'm missing out on all that opportunity here just because I was all bunched up and I got in a tight spot. And you'll see that I do that frequently in my trading. But anyways, we get down here and we start breaking 1.52s, and I'm thinking, you know what, if this doesn't, I better start taking some off. So I start paying myself here, which was great. You know, I booked some nice profit here. And I still had some on. I thought, you know what, I was thinking if we get back up to VWAP here, I'm gonna re-add it, and hopefully we get some VWAP failures, and I'll let price be my guide. And I did that. I put some ads back on near VWAP, and I was like, cool. And then we got this nice reject candle off VWAP. Cool, great. We got this, you know, and we're just kind of like forming a nice little thing here, and then boom, we get this up through VWAP, and I'm thinking, no way, fake news. I don't buy it. This is day 2 of this stupid thing, and I'm just going to sell more of it. So I just started selling it more and more and more and more and more. And I was like, all right, wow. You know, that was pretty intense. We're back up to like the mid 1.7s there in a heartbeat, in the blink of an eye. You know, that should have been my like, shit, red flag kind of moment. And it was, and I started to, you know, I started waiting for the price action to tell me, and I got out some here. I think I added, and then immediately afterwards I was like, no, this isn't right. This isn't right. And I tried to get out a chunk here, and I got out some, but I mean, with size, I couldn't get out everything I needed to, and it just giant boom candle. I mean, just big 750,000 share candle here, volume candle, and it just rocketed. And I had most of my size still, and I was just like, so the tough thing about size is when it does something like that, I'm instantly thinking, okay, we're printing new highs. Shorts are stuck. Shorts were thinking, I mean, Jesus Christ, I was so close to being, I was in the money here. I was up great on the trade, but I was thinking major payday with green red coming. But obviously that, you know, now that we're doing this, now I got to redo my entire thought process because I did not anticipate this move. So now I'm reacting to what price is doing, and I'm thinking, okay, I've still got a major chunk of size on here. We're printing new highs. Shorts are really stuck. I know I'm not alone in the boat I'm in. And I was like, you know, it's one of the situations where do you want to wait it out and see, was it just a shove, a bidless shove, you know, a bunch of short covers, and then there's no demand after it, and we're just gonna pull back afterwards? Or is there some merit to this? Do we have some continuous demand, and are we gonna press up on 2 pretty soon here? And when I got to this point at the mid 1.8s, I just, with that kind of volume and my size, you know, sometimes in that situation for me today, I didn't want to find out, because I didn't want to have to eat this at 2 or have it rocket up past 2 and just be stuck with my size from way lower average. And so I chose to protect myself and bypass the opportunity or the situation that maybe this is just a cover, you know, some short covered out, and now we're gonna drop down and fall back into our range and maybe end up in the 1.6s, and I could get a better exit. But I didn't want to find out. I didn't want to find out in case I would be wrong doing that, because if I was wrong, likely, maybe, you know, we're 1.9s, mid 1.9, you know, high 1.9s too. It's easily going to happen. There's so much short volume that's stuck down lower. And so I think in hindsight, I think it's okay that I thought this move right here was fake news, the VWAP move press, but I needed to react better, at least more nimble. I needed to be more nimble and realizing, okay, this price action is worrisome. I should not be, excuse me. Oh, mochas are good. I should not be sitting on this and seeing what happens as long as I did. But even though it wasn't as long as I did, it just doesn't take very much time. And before you know it, 20 seconds builds to 40, builds to 60. It's a little over a minute, and boom, you're upside down like 25 cents on the name. So in that amount of time. So anyways, I ate the loss, and at that point in time, I think I tweeted it and I posted it in chat, and I was just like, man, what a ripper! Like, geez, it really got me good. I was like, fuck, I had such a solid week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I had my I was just killing it. I was doing really good. Solid day's work each day. And today I was hoping to just nail today on this day 2 NVLN move, and it just didn't happen. It just didn't happen. I traded it. I don't know. I think I traded it okay. I did okay on it, but anyways, so I ate the loss and I gave back almost my day yesterday, and looks like we're falling apart right now in real time. But let's see what happens. So fast forward, I went downstairs, my kid's awake, and we got family flying into town, and oh god, the time change here in California. So like my kid's been waking up even earlier. He woke up at like 5:30 this morning, almost 6 o'clock, and he's just awake. And it's tough because I'm trying to trade, it means my wife is trying to play interference. And anyways, it's just kind of like, oh God, it's a situation. So I go down there and see what's going on, and ooh, nice candle. And see what's good, and see if I can keep, I wanted to see if I could keep trading or not and figure it out. So it turns out I could. I had some time. And so I started watching this thing. I mean, we squeeze up almost to 2, and then we fall back into the high 1.8s, low 1.2s here, and we're just going sideways. And I'm like, well, that's interesting. I mean, here's this wick right here. We clearly have an issue with the high 1.8s to, low 1.9s here. We wick. We press up. We get a nice volume candle here, some follow through. But what happened? It just immediately gave it back. This candle, it just gave it back on the next candle, basically. And then we go sideways here on 1.92s. We start wicking, and that's my setup. I mean, that's kind of this might be the top. This might be worth some risk. So I started in here. I actually took some decent size here. I think I basically went half size here because I didn't want to miss a pull, and I figured, you know what, if we stand up on 1.92s, I'll take a quick loss, and that wasn't the right spot. But here we go. We pull all the way back down to the mid 1.8 range, mid 1.8s range, and price is telling me I got a decent sell spot there. So when we bounce up, I'm watching the tape, I'm watching price, and I think I add to winner here in the high 1.8s here. And I'm feeling really good about these sells. I mean, this got me a really nice bulky position here. I might have been basically almost full size at this point. And then we just got this fall apart candle, which I was just like, yeah, eat it. Give me my money back. Pay me. Give me my money back because I didn't trade great on the first one. So, then we bounce up, and I'm like, all right. Well, what are we working with here? We got this push up. We, pull back, push up, lower high. We pull back, higher low. We push up. We try and squeeze, and we just fail it. So we kind of got this like shoulder, I don't know what this is, bicep. And then we get this head kind of, and now we're getting another shoulder. You kind of work with me. I kind of see it. Maybe not. But I'm thinking, all right, well, if we get some strength here, I'll go full size and I'll add the rest of it on. And that's what I did here. We pushed up a little bit, but we reject nicely, and we come down. I cover some here in the mid 1.7s, and I immediately go back to full size. Because I told myself I should be recycling, and it's kind of a pathetic recycle, but hey, it helps form the habit, right? And to my delight, we just we couldn't get back above that 1.8 level. That 1.8 level, we struggled with it here. We broke up through it, came down, struggled with it here, made it up through it, and then we come up and test it here, and we just can't get back up above the 1.8s in these minutes, and that's a red flag for the longs, because this is like we're in trend here. We're in trend, and longs really needed this to maintain trend here. And once it started slipping, I put some covers in, and I started to cover the wash on the way down, and yeah, I'm in love with my covers here. I mean, great second trade on it, and I made back my entire loss and a little bit of green too. So really happy with it. A few things to point out. I was ready to quit after the first trade and eat my loss for the Friday. I mean, still had a solid week. I was still feeling good about my week. I was fine with it. But and it ended up having more time permitting, with my kid. And my wife told my wife, I said, if you can watch them right now, like I'd really appreciate it. Like I need to stock this thing, and I'm not going to give up on this thing. And she's like, be careful. And she's like, sometimes this is where you make it worse. And I'm like, all right, I know. Like, I just got to go. I got to go to work here, and I want to be smart about it, and I want to see what I can do. So I didn't know what would happen on the second trade, but I figured I'd get a second chance on it, and man, it worked out really good. It feels great going into the weekend. I'm done with it for now. As you can see, price reclaimed VWAP and shoved all the way back up to high 1.8s, and then pressing on the 1.9s, and now we fell apart a little bit, but we still got a nice trend here, and it could hold. I'm not sure who's behind this move, but someone's playing with this thing. Someone or someone's are playing with this thing. And anyways, yeah, here I go again, 16 minutes, guys. I'm just gonna stop apologizing. It's just, I have a lot to say, I guess, about my trades. It is what it is. But happy Friday to everyone. Wishing everyone the best. Thanks for tuning in. Come check us out at MIC. We're doing really great things. I'm really proud of our work. We're getting some wonderful testimonials, really positive feedback. People are really learning, and it's great, not to do an alert model, and to genuinely teach people how to trade. People that are new, people that have been struggling for months or years, and learning some new ideas and methods that have merit. And it's just a beautiful thing. So I'm really honored and fortunate to be a part of it. And big shout out to everyone in chat, and wishing everyone a great weekend. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.